You're watching Less Than Epic's coverage of the Overwatch League. Enjoy the show.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Weekly Picks. This one is going to be a little bit different as we're wrapping up both Friday and Saturday games into one video. Also, next week we'll be dropping a full Weekly Picks video instead of individual days, on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern.
And we're on to Friday's games. First match of the day is going to be a hell of a match. It's going to be Seoul Dynasty versus New York X. We're going to let Kinky start with this one.
This is the best match that we have to look forward to this week. I think it's going to be really close. It might go to 5 games, but I think Seoul's going to end up winning. I think they just have a slight edge over New York with being able to adapt to what the enemy team is doing.
Yeah, this is going to be one hell of a match. If you believe our power rankings at all, you're going to see that Seoul is number 1 and New York is number 2. So we have potentially the top 2 teams of the league playing this match. And I believe Seoul is going to pull it out just because they've been swapping, making their correct changes. They've had some close matches for sure. They've dropped a few maps here and there, but they've mostly been just messing around, in my opinion. They just come out, make the correct swaps, and then just stomp on the other team when they feel like it.
Yeah, Seoul is a great looking team. I also placed them number 1 in our power rankings this week if you watch that. But I'm actually going with New York this week. If you watch those post-release interviews at all, New York has been talking about how they've been specifically practicing to face off against Seoul Dynasty. This team looks great, and I want to see what that practice has got them. I'm going with New York.
On to our second match of Friday. We have the lowly Dragons from Shanghai versus Philadelphia Fusion. And I obviously am going to pick Philadelphia Fusion. I don't know what Shanghai is doing, but they're not doing anything correct at this moment. I'm really hoping they can change things around to make this league a little bit more competitive, but right now they are looking like they're sitting at the bottom.
They are sitting at the bottom, but they're still a good team. I mean, they would destroy us, let's be real. But Philadelphia, just showing that they are a fantastic team these past couple of weeks. I like them personally, and I'm going to have to go with them in this matchup.
Shanghai really needs to sit down and figure out what's going wrong, and until they actually are able to take at least a map off of one of these higher ranked teams on our power list, I don't see them winning any games until then. I'm going Philly.
And on to our last match of Friday. We will see the Dallas Fuel versus the San Francisco Shock, and Radid's going to kick it off for us.
Yeah, Dallas, they actually look like a really stellar team. They play really well. A lot of their games are really close, but they just can't pull it out. I actually think that this is going to be the time that they do pull it out. I'm going Dallas.
I agree with Radid on that assessment. Dallas, I don't see them dropping 0-6 after this week. And when I look at their other game against Boston, that's going to be a tougher matchup for them. So if I had to pick one of the two, it's going to be San Francisco. So I'm going with Dallas over San Fran.
I got to throw a wrench into the works here and try to get ahead of the other guys, hopefully. But I also agree that Dallas is better than their record shows. However, I think San Francisco has this match. They've been playing a good game. I think that this is going to be our third best match of the week. And I look forward to watching it. It's going to be a late one, though, on Friday night. And on to our last set of 3 matches. This will be Saturday. We have the Dallas Fuel again versus Boston Uprising. Start it off for us, Kinky.
I think this is going to be a really good match. It's going to be really competitive, but I do feel like Boston's going to pull it out in the end. I have them winning 3-1.
I like the way you think, Kinky, especially since Boston's the best. I really think Boston's going to take this one again. I have to go Boston. I'm a Boston fanboy through and through. Boston wins 4-0.
4-0. Jeez. I actually rate these teams fairly evenly, but I'm going to have to go with Boston as well. I just think that Dallas is going to have a really hard time with Boston's dive comp, which looks so good these past couple of weeks. And I think it's going to be closer, though. I don't think it's going to be 4-0. I think it's going to be like 3-1, probably.
On to our second to last match of Week 3. We have Los Angeles Valiant versus Florida Mayhem. And I'm going to pick Los Angeles Valiant. Again, Florida is not looking good. They're a team of 6, and they have nobody to swap into. I think that the tank Swoosh is playing pretty well. He's definitely probably the best player on the team, and just the rest of the team can't bring it together. They need to look it over, hopefully make some pickups. I don't know what they can do, but they need to work on something to get better. They are the second worst team in the league in our power rankings.
Yeah, I'm not going to add too much more to that, actually. I'm just going to go with LA over Florida. Florida's got to work on something, just like Shanghai. They definitely look better than Shanghai, but they need to pick some other player up, get some more flex options in order to pull something like this out.
Yeah, they definitely need to pick up more bodies just to have on their team. They can't sub in anybody. If they need somebody outside of their range of characters, they're screwed. I'm taking the Valiant in this one, but that being said, I would not be surprised if Florida took at least one map off of these guys. Although I could also see a 4-0 sweep.
For sure. Hopefully Florida doesn't get to anybody banned like recent news. On to our last game of the week. We have Los Angeles Gladiators versus Houston Outlaws, and Ratted will kick this one off.
So as I was saying, I watched those post-game interviews, and Houston has said that they have made some swap-ups to the way that they are playing, and it really shows. I'm going with Houston over LA in this one.
I literally had to flip a coin for this one. I was very torn between Houston and the Gladiators. I think this is going to be a really, really tough, tight matchup. But I think the Gladiators will edge out Houston in the end.
I have to agree with Kinky on everything he said, because I think this will be another one of the great matches. And this week is looking like we have quite a few great matches. But I think LA Gladiators are just going to pull it out. They've been looking good throughout the whole season. Hopefully they can continue with that.
Thanks everyone for watching our weekend picks video. Good luck to all the teams out there, and be sure to check in on Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern for our next weekly picks.
If you like our coverage of the Overwatch League, let us know by liking and subscribing. And if you didn't, let us know why in the comments below. Maybe we can make it better. Thanks for watching, everyone.